Alright, today I'm making a video about some characters you should get, like 10 of them, and then conquest characters as well. Starting off with Commander Ahsoka, which you will probably unlock the earliest of the conquest characters from Proving Grounds. She's really great. I'm running a health and speed set on her. Her own path ability, or unique, is really good. You can put her with Rey, or where she probably will be with Jedi Master Kenobi, which she prevails in. She's really good with the insta-kill. I'll show you the team composition I'm using. I'm using Ayla, Padme, GK, and which other one was it? Ahsoka, I think, the normal one. No, yeah, you could probably move out Ayla for the normal Ahsoka. This should probably be the first one you get of the conquest characters. Maul is so good, especially with Lord Vader, and by himself with Dark Side Mandalorians he's also very good with his Seething Rage ability, which have 5 stacks of anguish, which deals a lot of damage, and I would recommend as high relic levels as you can go based on your state of your account. Yeah, and he has a dispel on his Fervent Rush. Yeah, and you can get him with Get Free and Legend tokens, and as well in Proving Grounds. So he's pretty accessible, but it will take a long time for new players to get him, for sure. Yeah, and here you can see you can use him with Django, Canderous, Gar Saxon, and Imperial Super Commando. That's a Galactic Legend killer team, and can take out most of the teams that are below Galactic level status. And of course he goes well with Lord Vader, and I have had a lot of success with him on defense, which is really nice. Next up on the list is Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, which has been really strong, but he is a late game farm for sure. I have him with around 250k health and protection. This ability, Unwavering Presence, revives all your Imperial Troopers or Remnants, which is really nice, and he's so survivable. And his Shadow Contingency is really nice. It has a lot of survivability, and his TV Omicron, which I have, makes him much more tankier with 75% more health and mastery, and a bunch of other nice stats. Dark Trooper Beskar Armor Omicron is also pretty good. The Strategic Onslaught, I think it's called, you can skip that one, and the only one you really want is Shadow Contingency, which is really nice. But it's a late game farm that you should work towards, but you need Scout Trooper. Stormtrooper should be high relics. I need to get mine up a bit. Moff Gideon will be on the team, and Death Trooper. Dark Trooper won't be on that team. Yeah, and right now we have the Dark Trooper of DC, which makes him summon a Dark Trooper, which is really good. It can beat a lot of teams and is mainly used on defense. I'll show you here. I have him placed on one of my front walls on defense, and I'm almost in Kyber 1, Kyber 2 right now, and he still gets a lot of holds. Even some 12 million GP accounts fail against him. It's very common. Next up on the list is Terran Malicos, which was released earlier this year, I think. He has been so good for my Seer team. Echo of the Fallen Order, I would recommend be your first Omicron, because it's just if you read the text, it's basically Omicron for your whole team. The strengthening is power is your second Omicron you should apply, which makes him a lot healthier and tankier. And the Die Whelp special ability with rocks should be your third, which just increases his damage and applies healing immunity, I think, which is so good. But the third one is definitely a more luxurious Omicron. But I'll show you here. If you are planning to use him with Seer, that's a great defensive team, and it can beat Ray and a bunch of other teams on offense as well. So it really depends on what stage of the game you're at, depending on the usage of this team. But definitely something you early to mid-game players should work towards. But you need some characters which are really good. You can use Cal Kestis with Ray in 3v3, as you see above, and you can use Seer, Crew and Malicos on defense as well, and they're just good. Bane, not really much to talk about. He's probably the best conquest unit as of now. And I use him with Maul. Just those two can take out a Leia team, Jabba, almost every galactic legend. And I have him sitting at Relic 8 with 140,000 health and almost 10k offense. I need to work on his mons a little. Rule of 2 is basically the only Omicron you need. It gives him a bunch of nice stats, and this should be the second one if you get a second one, and his basic is really good as well. This one you can skip. Yeah, he's amazing. You should get him when you can. Now he won't be coming to Proving Grounds for a long time, but if you manage to get him, gear him. It's so nice to have. Yeah, I was trying to show a battle, but that didn't go as well as I planned, so I skipped it. Darth Magus should be one of your earlier Proving Grounds. I would almost get him before all of the other ones. Maybe Maul or Ahsoka, depending on your situation and which guilds and galactic legends you have ready. But he's one I will get to Relic 9 very shortly after Rey, and he's just so tanky, and he's you should mod him for a bunch of health. I have him at 140k, and offense and tenacity is always nice, and defense. This is the ability that's good. 40% of his max health becomes true damage, which is so strong. And this is the Omicron you need. The other ones is just luxury, which gives him a lot of survivability, and the whole team gets all of these nice stuff. But overall, great character, and his ship is needed for Leviathan, which is also very good. And this one I would apply the second one if you want one. I will probably get it when I have him at rank 9 to make him even better. But nowadays he just gets destroyed by Jedi Knight Kestis, so it's almost a waste to have him on defense nowadays. But he can take out so much stuff on offense as well. He's just a good character overall, one of the best. I'll show you the team composition you can have. There's 2 ways you can go. You can go with this, or you can take out Marauder and put Empire Trooper, but you already have 2 tanks, so the potency and extra damage is probably the way to go. Or that's at least how I do it. Next up, alright, Malak. You see I have almost 350k combined health and protection, which is really good. I'm not going for Leviathan anytime soon, and I have Darth Malak at rank 9 either way because he's so tanky and good overall. Yeah, next up we have Trench, which is, you shouldn't really be working on him, but for the future I think he will get improvements with some new separatist or something that could make him good. He can take out Jabba and some other galactic legends in TV if you have at least the leader Omicron. I had him as a passion project, so I applied all the Omicrons, which I really regret now, or at least the basic one. But stuff happens. Now we have part 1 and 2, 10 characters that I think all of you should be working on. Like Daka is more important in the early game and is relevant all through the whole entire game. Her serve again unique makes her able to stack 10% max health each time you revive someone, and she can revive all the Night Sisters, which she will be mainly used with, and put Mary in there instead of Spirit, which is really good. You should be aiming for at least 150k health, and other stuff like Tenacity is also good. Dark Trooper is amazing in the early and mid game, but at my state of the game you don't really have a use for him, except maybe 3v3, but 5v5, I don't really use him anymore. And his basic is the one that deals a lot of damage. So R7 is probably good for him. Put some better mods on him. I don't really have nice mods on him right now because I don't have much use of him. Darth Trail. You can argue for her being maybe your second or first Omicron, because she's so good with you can have them at gear 12 and still kill a bunch of relict teams, making Nihilus get his annihilate really quickly. And yeah, she has a daze on basic isolates that prevents them from going. It's just a really strong team and great for a bunch of feats in Conquest and Galactic Challenge. Yeah, they are really good. Jolie is definitely someone you should be working on as well. In early game, he's really great. End game as well, mid, yeah. In every stage of the game, he's good. He has an ability that revives all Jedi with 8% health and crit avoidance for 5 turns. And that is a real saver sometimes. I use him with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, which just sometimes when I go up against Malgus, he gets killed, then I just revive him with Jolie, so he's really good. And I have a health and tenacity set on him. Aiden is the next one, and she is amazing in the early and mid game. Her Omicron is really good, but and pretty accessible to farm the other characters that will go on her team. Adapt or Die usually comes as conquest feats, which is nice to have a geared up item for that. And I'm gonna try to get her to Relic 7, maybe 8 for her ship, because her ship is probably the best ship in the game. I would say it is. It has such good damage and evasion. It dodges almost every time. When you use her with Chimera against Leviathan, all the other ships almost dies, and she's the only one that's like left, and she just dodges, kills someone, and then the like Annihilate from Chimera just destroys and heals her up. It's a mess. It's a really good one you should be working on. Now for part 2, there are some late game farms here, but you should be working on them at some point and have them in mind. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is just amazing. His whole kit is just so good. You should try to get him to close to 100k health, and 10k offense I would say is a good point to be. Crit damage is also good. I run health on the circle and the cross, and I try to get crit damage on the triangle, offense and arrow with speed, and I try to get offense secondaries with speed, which is not the best modding, but it's decent. I'm not really sure, but I think it's the leader one that's the Omicron you would like to get if you are going all out on TB. And right now I just have a lot of characters that need my Omicrons, but I will probably get his leader one at some point. Really nice character overall. Beats Malgus and a bunch of other teams, and makes Jedi Master Luke a lot better. But I really don't need him on my Jedi Master Luke team. I can already do all the stuff I need without him, and he is so important for Malgus. Mace is also an insane tank. If you get him high relics, he's so good. The health, I have pretty bad mods on him. You would probably want still some health mods, maybe potency, or offense, because he hits hard even though he's a tank, and try to get him even tankier. He's definitely a candidate for R9. He has a capital ship that isn't being used by much, but he has a ability block on basic, dispel on special, and he can call another ally to assist. Yeah, he's amazing overall. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is probably someone you will be working towards when you go for Jedi Master Luke, which is probably one of the best Galactic Legends and Java. He has a Dispel on basic, which is always good. Jedi's Will on the second special, which is really nice, and Mass Stun. His leader ability is really strong. I almost prefer it above Jedi and Cal Kestis leader, but you can use them on the same team, but I really don't use him on the same team because it just makes them overpowered. They don't need to be on the same team to function. It's not the best value to put those two together. I have him very well modded, I would say. A lot of survivability, speed, and a bunch of offense. And R8 is definitely a place he should be at. Really good character all throughout the game. Saw is probably a very endgame character you get. Right now he's really good with his Datacron. I even have his Omicron right now. Chariot and Base is the ones you want in 3v3 with the Omicron, with the Datacron and Omicron. They become very tanky, and with the Datacron they deal a bunch of damage to everyone. And I'll show you this mods. I have him close to 100k health, 300 speed. That's the main things you should focus on. Explosive trap is really good, but yeah, you can just read it yourself. It's a lot of text. I'll show you I have him on my front wall as well now in 3v3 with the Datacron. Base is also really tanky, even at Relic 5. I think I have him at 100 or 180 combined health and protection. It's crazy. Not gonna buy those little crystals from Fleet. Executrix. Oh no. Right. The last one on my list is Kiadimundi, which is so versatile. He can work as a tank and offensive unit, so a little tenacity is nice. Offense, health, I would say, is the most important things. Yeah, under Qui-Gon Jinn, he just deals so much damage on Grand Arena, which he should be used at. He has two different forms he can switch between. One making him taunt, and one making him getting 50% offense. His Zeta gives him 30 speed, which is insane. And here you can see the forms he has. And under that team with Omicron, he can hit for 200k per hit. It's really nice. And yeah, if you apply good mods and high relics on him, you will definitely see some results. I would definitely recommend farming him, but I know he's a hard character to get for a special mission, and you can buy him from some shop, I think, but that's not really good value. Yeah, but eventually you will have to buy him. Yeah, so this is the 3v3 team that you should use him with, and yeah, it's amazing. It takes out a lot of teams. You can look on Swgoh and see what he takes out. Yeah, Bad Batch I think will have a great importance in the future. I think with Crosshair, I think he will be a conquest unit with a bunch of Omicrons that will make the team a lot better. I think in the future they will be a top 10 team, and they have maybe top 3 ships now with the Marauder. So I will relic 7 them for the ship, and hopefully it pays out when Crosshair comes out, which will be awesome. Thank you for watching my this video, and hopefully you can subscribe or comment or anything, and join my Discord if you have questions or anything. And I hope this list helps all of the players in different stages of the game. Thank you.